All right. Lesson 3. Hi, Sean.
Hey, Frank.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Hi, Zach.
Hey Frank.
All right. We got a whole hour here today. We're going to talk about how to make good videos. All right. Specifically, this is very important to the point of diminishing marginal returns on effort and time invested into them. So let me say that again. We're going to talk about making good videos to the point of diminishing returns, because good is, you can go on forever and turn into a full-time YouTube producer. But that's when you start heading towards bankruptcy as a real estate agent, right? So we got to figure out how do we get good enough that's quality, that doesn't suck up all of our time, so we can go sell houses. All right. That's what we're going to talk about today, to really dive deep that you guys can make effective videos. But before we do that, let's recap on everything that we've discussed so far to get the most from viral marketing. Got it? Lesson 1. If you go back into the series, if you're watching this with us, lesson 1 we talked about, before we stay in touch with your database, I figured it'd be good to have a discussion on how to build it. Sean and Lauren, just to recap, you have a full-time appointment setter, telemarketer, ISA, calling, asking permission to stay in touch, getting contact information, going into the database, and your CRM is now synced to your email marketing program with us and your Facebook audiences. Is that correct, Lauren? Were you able to figure that out? It's complicated. Are you using Zapier?
Or with our team kind of designated person this week. So we were
Good.
pretty heavily in making sure that was the thing today.
Now, not to complicate things, but now that you set up Zapier, which is like kind of the easy, quick way of doing it, there's another company out there who I'm friends with the CEO called RealSync, RealSynch. Go look at that. If you want that information pushed back into your CRM, so for example, we go through like the open and click reports, so we can like see who's clicking the links, and you want that information from the email marketing program put back into the CRM with tasks added, RealSync can do that as a two-way sync. So that's just a little option for it, just so you know. All right.
RealSync.
Zach,
Is it spelled like it sounds?
SYNCH, RealSync, SYNCH. All right. It's kind of the Zapier for real estate apps that gives you a little more functionality. All right. Zach, in lesson 1, just to recap, we gave you a zip code that you changed. So you have your new one.
Yep. Yeah.
And you know how to go into PropStream. You can go get PropStream. You know how to go into, if you have Remind, I think you have Remind in the Armless. Is that what's called? ARMLS?
It is
there?
called Armless. Armless dropped Remind a couple years ago.
They did? Okay.
Yep.
Bright.
Yeah, we just did too.
Remind. I loved it a lot.
Bright
It was great. Yeah, well, look, so just my best advice to you, Zach, again, just to recap from lesson 1, is pick the zip code and then drill it down to people that probably have more of a reason to sell than not. And then you decide you're going to use mail. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, guys, if you guys want lesson 1, just go to our, go to getviral.com/class, CLASS. And all the replays since from lesson 3, they're on there as a YouTube playlist. You can also go to the Vyral Marketing YouTube channel. I think it's youtube.com/viral marketing plan, and just check out season 4. All right. So now you guys have a plan to build your list of homeowners that are motivated to sell. Got it? Great. Lesson number 2. We made sure everything was synced up through your Facebook retargeting audiences. We make sure everything was in your email database, ready to go. We talked about re-exporting, Sean and Lauren, all of your cell phone contacts, all of your Gmail contacts, all of your CRM contacts, and sending them over to us so we can scrub them through Never Bounce to remove the bad emails and get them into your marketing account. So were you guys able to get that done last week? So I now have everything you currently have in my system.
Frank, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I was at like 30% last week.
Okay,
So
I know. It's okay.
Bridget, our rep sent us over like the actual list of like what you said there. We have to go back and rewatch because we've been through there. So we'll have that.
Just keep that in the back of your mind. So
Okay.
as we keep moving through these lessons, I'm not going to be able to get the results unless I have the lists, right? So
Yeah, I got you. We got you.
Recap. Yep.
We want to
And
do
then
that. We're going to do that.
And then we also went through, and Zach, you're doing the same because you're in the build process. Sean, you've been a client for a while. Zach just launched. And you're exporting all your lists and sending them into us. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, today's my first email is going out today, the reconnect.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you read it?
I did. Yep. Yeah. We collaborated. Yep.
So it's personalized and it's correct. Because I usually kind of give you a template that's like 80% good.
Yes, exactly.
All right, good. Great. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. I'm excited.
Here's my best advice to you. When you send that first email to your list, marketing's job is to separate the interested from the not interested. Are we clear?
There you go.
Ignore the not interested. You will have people yelling at you when they reply. You will have the haters. Sound good?
Yeah.
My best advice to you is to hug your haters and thank them that you're not going to spend any more time and attention or money on them, but they've self-identified themselves, right? And then you're going to focus on the people. Just one more hour, right? Get by 1 more hour up in here. Yeah, I'm in a hotel. I was like, I told 12. All right. So then, just to recap, last week we went through updating your website. Remember your seller video blog, your seller website, Sean?
Uh-huh.
So let's see if we made any progress. I don't know. We're going to find out right now live.
That's what we were going to ask you today. That was one of our things we were going to
I'm going to ask myself too. I don't know.
Can we ask her?
Let's find out.
How does that work? She was like, I have no idea. I was like, well, it seemed like he really knew what he was talking about. So I think that somebody got it. I just don't know who.
She was
that's
like,
the secret.
Frank running through it, man. I was like, we loved it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yep, we got some updates. Hang on. Wait a second, everybody. I'm almost there. There we go. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we had this little discussion last week on remessaging you, okay? So a couple things. I'm going to change this to sell faster, sell easier. I changed the headline to the best way to sell your home because it's not the highest price because you explore all our options, right? Also, do you notice how it's hard to read the white? We need to make this is called the hero section on the website. We got to like add like a black and gray gradient or something over the background image so it's not so bright. It'll give you more contrast on the text.
Hey, Frank, can we have a suggestion?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
That background is Baltimore and we're more Annapolis.
Okay.
Like at sunset or something. I have
Okay, so
if you need one.
So let's talk about the hero section of the website. Option 1 is we pull an image that you have current ownership with, maybe on a current website. So let's say maybe you paid for a website and you bought some imagery that you own.
Yeah.
Just give us that and we'll put it there. Easy. Okay.
How should we send
Option
it to you?
Just email to us, email to your coach, and we can switch it out. All right. So if you have some existing imagery that's on one of your websites, we can go into the code and we can pull and just use that image. Doesn't cost any money. I'm sure it's fine. Option 2 is go check out Getty Images. I think it's Getty or iStock Photo, and type in your city, and you'll find some sweet photos. And if not photo, type video, and we can put a video in the background of like hovering over the city that's moving. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Now, those usually cost money. Like we're talking a couple $100 for the licensing rights on some of that stuff. But it does make that website pop when you do it. Okay. Third option. Pull out the old iPhone. Go for a drive, dude. Go get some shots.
That's why I asked when you said it. I know exactly what we could use.
Yeah, go get some nice. So hold the camera like this. And get some nice, slow panning shots of things around the city. You can even be in them. It could be a sold sign. I mean, whatever. Team meeting, the city. It's like kind of like showing you selling houses in the city or whatever. Okay. The key is horizontal and slow. The hero section video in the background needs to be very, very slow. If it's too fast, it's very distracting. And then send those shots in and we can edit it up, grab 3-4 seconds, 3-4 seconds, 3-4 seconds, and we can build a custom hero background. How's that?
Yeah, it's good.
So we'll switch it out. That's my lesson on that. Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to bring down these a little bit. All right. Free home selling strategy call. I love it. Sean, can I get a picture of you on the phone talking to somebody?
Yep.
And here's the deal. Don't cheap out in these photos. Use a nice phone. Like, get good photos. The photos are really what's going to make this thing sell. Okay? That works. That goes to your home search site. That's perfect. I like that. Do you have the right to use this bright MLS photo? I don't know about that. See that?
Oh, that's not ours. Yeah.
I don't know about that. What's
We could give you
Sean?
one of ours. We have
Yeah,
some
we'll
really
give
nice
you one of
photos
ours.
to give you.
Yeah, Sean needs to give us a photo we have the rights to use. I don't know about that.
That was a
And
good
then the
look.
free. That's fine. I approve that photo. All right. Okay. Full service marketing for your home. We do a lot more than putting on the MLS for you. Oh, hey, kind of nailed it there, right, Lauren?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good update.
Okay. So, and also I want you to pay attention to last week. Like, do you see how you guys were just talking because you know the market so well? And I was just trying to use the exact language you were using. That's what's going to hit copy. Is you just get the guru or the salesperson that knows the market just talking, and even like the pros and the way they speak. That's how you get the website copy. You just use it exactly. This is a low resolution image. We got to step this up. But I think you're going to make a better video, aren't you?
Yeah, we
Mhm.
gotta write that down. We need the 1 minute video when
Okay.
we do so.
Oh, testimonials. I need three
We
customer
had some up there.
testimonials.
If you scroll up higher, they were there, but we can
There,
definitely.
no, yeah, hang on. See, those are on the top. So now you guys have access to this, right? Sean, what's your email?
Sean, SHAWN at SeanMartinGroup.com.
You can log in and sit here and make the markups exactly what they want, and they go right to our team. Sound good?
Yeah.
So we're good to go. This is definitely going in a much better direction. I think if we get some better images that pop, we simplify some of the copy here at the top, we're good to go on your website. Again, your videos that we're going to talk about today go out to your database, and we drive them back to the blog to watch them, so people can see all the value, the value propositions you offer of how someone can get involved with you for your home selling website. All right. Without spending too much time, this is what we talked about last week: is updating your site, right, Sean?
Yeah.
You've been invited in. We know what to do. For what it's worth, here's a client that we're just launching, just so maybe you can see like another way it could look. He goes live on Monday. So here's his hero section. See that? It's a little too busy. It's too fast. So the hero section's,
going on.
yeah, do you see how it's too fast? But he got a bunch of shots that we stitched together, or his video editor did, but it's too quick. But
I don't hate.
you see the quality, of the photos,
Mm-hmm.
right? That needs to be a higher quality image we're working on. But then you see all the testimonials here at the bottom. That's what I want to add to your site, of hopefully some sellers of all the good things they say about you, like a quality story or quality quote. Fair enough.
They just
And then-
brought a team here in Phoenix.
LPT.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got here too.
Yeah, well, I've been hired to help them get the word out among every other team in brokerage out there. So I'm not playing any favorites. Trust me. All right. So there you go. So that's just kind of an example. I was just updating that today of maybe what it could look like. All right. That's enough about that. So let's move into your videos. Let's talk about topics. Pull out your notes. And then if anybody's watching this, can you please pull up the chat? So everyone here should be able to chat. What are the questions sellers and buyers are asking? Go. Go. Write them in the chat, everyone. What are the questions that you got yesterday, today, this morning, right now? Give me the questions people are asking. Let's go. No too stupid question. Just what are the actual questions you are literally getting from people? Look at your Google Calendar. Let's come up with some. Sean, Lauren, Zach, let's go.
For some reason.
What the hell is going on? Great topic. What's going on with rates? Great topic. Should I sell my rental? Great. Keep going. Let's go. Let's get some more. Come on, Sean.
What's going on?
Zach.
So I need to repair my roof. Is selling. Oh, I mean, like the most common.
Offers still happening.
Yeah, the most common
What?
one is, are multiple offers still happening?
Are multiple offers still happening? Great. Keep going.
Why should I sell my house with a low rate and move into a higher rate?
Why should I sell my house with a low rate and move into a higher rate? What else? Keep going. Everyone,
How do
keep
I
going.
buy if I need to sell?
How do I buy a new home how do I buy and sell a home at the same time?
Yeah, yeah, that's one I got.
How do I
Keep
compete in
going.
this market?
What?
How do I compete in this market?
How, you mean, how do I as a homeowner?
Like a buyer, how do they compete? I mean,
Oh,
we're
okay.
still in like multiple offers, cash, and all that stuff. We still have a lot of that. Like that's still majority of where we're
How
at.
do I compete as a regular buyer in this market? How about that?
Mhm.
What else?
Or
Keep
even a
going.
contingent buyer in this market.
How
Yeah,
do I, how do
contingents.
I actually win an offer when I need a mortgage to buy a house?
Mhm.
Right?
How
Keep
can I
going. Everyone else, keep writing.
how can I afford a house right now?
How
Rents
can
are
I
lower than mortgages.
how can I afford a house now when rents are lower than mortgages? Keep going. Couple more.
Can I buy a house with no money down? Love that question.
Those are also your worst leads, by the way. Oh,
Typically,
good. Just hang on.
I have $0. How
Uh,
can I buy a house?
Yeah,
Frank just said it. Frank said everybody was thinking. Frank said it.
I need to say something. I've had many conversations with people saying, "Oh, I'm buying buyer leads." I'm like, "Okay, well, what's the offer they're responding to?" But I don't know. They won't tell me. They're like buyer leads. I'm like, oh, I'm like never ever buy leads unless you know like what people are registering for that created a lead in the first place. So I do my homework. It's like they're driving traffic to a landing page. Like, are you broke? Do you have no money? Do you have no money for a down payment? Do you have zero credit and just recently declared bankruptcy? Well, you can get down payment assistance on the home of your dreams. Opt in here,
Oh my God.
right? And then they'll
Beautiful.
sell those leads to you as
Great.
buyer leads, right? So it's very
Quality
important
conversion.
that, yeah, it's very important that you always know did you put the right bait out to get the critter that you wanted, right? And a lot of times they're fishing with the wrong bait. So I'm actually going to leave that video topic out because I don't want anyone watching that video with us. All right.
Mhm.
That's good though. I wanted to bring that up because it comes up a lot. Couple more.
Why is my house not selling?
Love that one. Why is my house not selling in this hot spring market? Ooh, how about that? One more, Lauren, Sean. Give me one more. Real questions. What do you think? We want to supply demand. Our
Why
job.
can't I sell my property as is? Or why shouldn't I sell my property as is?
Why shouldn't, you know, can I just sell my property as is without spending money on repairs?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Prep work.
Okay. The exercise that we just went through is the best way to come up with topics. Hands down. And all of your topics there in that webinar chat. Sound good, guys? It's not using YouTube research necessarily or anything else. It's like being on the ground, talking to real human beings, people that are in the market, thinking about buying or selling, and what questions are they asking. You usually think the questions are very naive. You think they're very simple. They are, because you're the expert, they're not. And we always need to ground ourselves on our content to supply existing demand of someone who's going to pay you. If someone's already an expert in real estate and they're asking very highfalutin questions, they're probably not going to pay 6% to a realtor necessarily. Maybe, I don't know, right? To an expert, because they already are the expert, let's say, or they're going to pay the money for a different reason. So when it comes to the viral plan of creating your 2 video topics a month, I just want you to think of 2 questions that you're getting from buyers and sellers that are simple and direct that you can answer. Fair enough? Now, here's the problem you're going to run into with the answers of every single one of those questions that we just put in the chat is it is very difficult to give specific advice to a wide audience.
Mm-hmm.
Got it? So the answer to all these questions is always going to be, it depends. Is the answer for all of them. And you kind of weigh some things they could consider depending upon the situation that they're in. And then to get a specific answer, depending on someone's situation, Sean, they book a free home selling strategy call. And the reason you take a free home selling strategy call is because it is very difficult to give specific advice to a broad audience. And that's why a lot of the stuff you watch on YouTube and these financial influencers and a lot of stuff that you watch on for people creating content is can be a little sus at times because it's not
Clickbait.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just understand it's a very, very difficult thing to do. And the financial industry knows it and it's regulated where they really clamp down on, like if you like a registered stockbroker or whatnot, about content regulation because of that. So just give that some thought. So let's say you pick your 2 questions. So Zach, what are your 2 questions you're going to make for your next 2 videos? I'm assuming you're going to go out in March, let's say. What are your first 2 topics? And then Sean, I want you to think of your next 2 next.
Yeah, I'd like the first one I'm going to do is basically like 3. I think it was 3 tips for selling your home this spring. I'm almost thinking of doing like the counter to that, like why your house is not going to sell this spring, and then bring up the 3 reasons.
Okay. 3 reasons why your home won't sell this spring.
Correct.
There you
Something
go.
like that. A little edgy.
Sean, give me a topic. What do you think? Let's not waste anyone's time. Let's get the most results. What is the topic? That's good.
Dude, I'm all about like stuff that I want to watch. And whoever Nick is put this question on this chat and it said, "What the hell is going on?" I like love that.
Okay.
I'll watch that. Like I
Okay.
think most people are like, "What the hell is going on?"
All right. So
We
I
just
like
did,
it.
you know, in all seriousness, we just did yesterday we did top 5 updates to your house that no one talks about to get you the most
Okay.
money. This next month, what we'll be doing is like prep for the spring. And I don't know what we'll do next month. We had a bunch of stuff this week though.
Okay. You pick a topic. Let's actually pick it now. I'm going to drill this down quickly. What's the question people are asking right now? You want to answer? Just tell me the question. What's the question you want to answer?
But most people, like when they ask, they just said like, "What's up with the market?" And I get them like really deep inside of that.
Okay. What's going on with our spring market? What's going on with the Maryland spring real estate market? Write that down. What's going on with the spring Maryland real estate market? Because by the time you publish it, it'll probably be close to spring. What's going on with the spring Maryland real estate market? And I'm seeing a down arrow and an up arrow behind you as clip art, right? With a background of Maryland, of you going like this. How's that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Perfect. Love it. Great. Now, for what it's worth, on our client site, I do put together 2 video topics for you guys every month with your lead generation offer. So I do create some general ones already planned for you, no matter what industry you're in, on the client website with the scripts. If you don't want to go through this exercise that we just did, so you can skip all the work that we just did and just use what I give you. Disclosures. We talk about disclosures to potential buyers, and then we talk about how to prepare your home for sale. That's kind of what I picked for February. All right. But I would rather you go through this exercise because you know your market and your consumers than other people. And what's going to work for where I'm at right now in Yuma, Arizona, might not be what's going on in the minds of consumers up in Maryland. All right. Okay. So now you have your topic. Now this is where the work comes in. This is secretly, this is the reason why no one wants to publish content, because it's hard. It's nice to talk about working out, but then you actually have to do the workout. You have to plan the script. Okay. So I'm going to go through the script template. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Now this is probably one of the most valuable things I'll teach you. And here's why. Like when you're trying to get content out, if you don't do this, you're going to spend a fortune on the talent downstream to do this for you. So if you just cut a video and you give it to somebody and say, figure out what to write, figure out what to say, figure out to title it, figure out how to cut it, figure it out, that's really expensive labor. Got it? But if you sit down, you plan what this video is going to say, what the topics are, what the tags are, what the subject lines are, and you have a good format of how this thing's going to be edited, and you do this work up front, you systematize and you drive down the cost of publishing incredibly because the work is done up front. want you guys to see this. So here's the script. This is what you need to know. So Sean, Zach, Lauren, take a look at this. With your question you're going to answer, we have to determine what's the title of the YouTube video and what's the blog post title. They're the same thing. Then we have to determine the description of the YouTube video and what we're going to say on Facebook and what we're going to put in the description in the email that goes out. Then we have to figure out, is there any text that we're going to put on the thumbnail that's shared on YouTube or on social media? And then if you want to use any tags, what are those tags? In addition to that, what's the email subject line we're going to use when we send this out? And you can actually have 3 of them, and our email system will split test of 3 and pick the one that got the highest open rate after a couple hours. And the little, the little preview line in Gmail, like the little first sentence that shows up when you look at your email. What is that going to? That's also going to be what's in the blog description, the blog post subheadline. And if you're going to use TikTok, that's that description. And then we pull a little short, right? We pull a clip. We extract a clip from your videos. Well, what's the title of that? If you publish content, you got to figure this out. And usually when your content kind of fails, it's because we did not put any cerebral thought into answering any of these questions to supply demand and to speak to a solution to a problem the market has and communicate it well. All right. So we have to write this. We do this with you. We do this for you. This is what we help you with. But I want you to understand, hey, my content's not really working. It doesn't really look that good. The copy is weak. It's because we need to put a little more effort into this. Now, let's talk about your video. Let's walk through how to create a really good 3 to 5 minute video. I'm going to give you a formula. Use this formula for every video you do for the rest of your life. There's no need to change it. It works just fine. All right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scenes in your video. All right, scenes. You have an intro scene, a story scene, key 1 point and 2 scene, and a call to action scene. And usually the way I like to shoot these is it's kind of like you record it and then you rest. You shoot scene 2, then you rest, and then you shoot scene 3, then you rest. Very simple. Hi, Sean. In this video, I'm going to answer this question for you today. That's what we're going to talk about. All right, here's the story of kind of why I'm bringing this up. I'm getting this question all the time about the real estate market. I'm seeing multiple offers, but you see all this confusing news. Is the Fed lowering rates? Apparently not. They were supposed to, but they might. Right? So I thought I'd give you some key things you need to know. Well, key thing 1 you need to know about the market is this. So let me explain that to you. And key point 2 is this about the market. And let me explain that to you. And key point 3 about the market when you're making a decision to buy or sell a home is this. Now, here's the deal. It's very hard to give you specific advice for a general audience watching this on a video. If you need something specific, go to our website, request a free home selling strategy call. We'll talk to you. There's no charge. You only pay us if the deal closes. And I'll help you figure out what plan you should take if you're thinking of selling. Reach out. How's that, Sean?
I mean, that's legit. That's like kind of the strategy we follow. We go like with a hook. We go the hook.
Yep, same thing.
Intro, and then we talk a little bit about the story. We lead up to it. We kind of eliminated phrases like I get these questions a lot or like this sort of stuff. We just like dig. And then like personality for us has really been a focus the last few rounds on like what we're doing media side too, like being who I am and not somebody differently. So that's like kind of funny and a little goofy, but also like serious.
Perfect. You guys get the gist. This is the formula for how to do a video. And then you can see here, I could pull this as a social media clip. It's very clear. I could pull this as a social media clip. It's really clear. And I can pull this. It's really clear as a social media clip. And I usually pick the best of the 3, all right, with one of your key points that you make. I also want you to notice here is that we figure out what to say for the chapter title. You know how when you scroll under the YouTube video, there's little chapter markers? That's what we're going to say for the chapter markers. And then visual evidence, let's just talk about this briefly. One of the beautiful things about video, I'll turn this off the screen share, is that I can cut to like examples when you're speaking. So it's kind of boring watching you talk for 5 minutes, unless you're super captivating, all right? It's nice to like layer over like some B-roll or some examples. I call that visual evidence. We can go get some stock footage. Canva, by the way, which is what we use for your graphics, has a whole stock footage library that we can pull from, which is free. All right, it's included in the Canva license. Or you can send some stuff in, send some slides, send some pictures, send some video. What's something we can cut to while you're talking that kind of visually shows what you're trying to communicate? And we get that example there for that scene. Got it? That's the gist. Zach, when it comes to writing your video scripts, do you have any questions about just the formula of the scenes for an effective video?
No. Can you do, if you don't have 3, you just cut it down to 2?
That's fine. Yeah, 2 points are fine. Yeah, but I would say anytime you hear a professional speaker, whenever you get any professional communication training, it's like always 3 key points.
3. Okay.
Yeah, 3 key points is kind of it's always story, 3 key points.
Got
The
it.
third one being like the most impactful, so they stay the whole time.
Arguably, yeah, that's where you start getting YouTube. It's like you just keep teasing them. You make this real long video that just drags out the actual thing they want to learn all the way to the end.
You
Yeah.
can get rich.
Yeah.
But first, wait till the third step, and I'll tell you.
Long story, long-winded story. Yeah.
Yeah, the third one's like, sign up for my class, and I'll get you rich.
Oh, we've all seen them.
It is like
So-
looking at recipes on Pinterest. You have to scroll through 89 pages.
So that's the formula. So you come up with a question, come up with 2 questions. From that question, you can use the question itself as a title. There's nothing wrong with just using the question itself as the YouTube title or the blog title. Okay. But you can also change it if you wanted to. But I want you to see here is like the next step is let's actually create the plan. This is the work. Got it? Let's put this all together. So it's a copy and paste job all the way through when it comes to promoting your content. And let's figure out generally what you're going to say. Now you have 2 options here to fill this out. This is just placeholder text. You can literally write out your script word for word, and we can load it into a teleprompter. All right. So we use a product called Riverside. When it comes time to sit down with you to record your videos, but you're just going to record your videos on your phone. Did you guys install the Riverside app on your phones?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you get
Yeah.
yours, Zach? Okay, so go to the App Store, and there's an app called Riverside. Let me see if I can find it for our friends watching. Yep, there it is, right there. That's the app. You're gonna install that. All right. And this is what gets us. It's kind of like a high quality Zoom. All right, so you're gonna schedule a time. You're gonna put your phone on a tripod, and you're gonna get with us. And we're going to record your video this way. All right. But there is an option for the teleprompter option. It's pretty cool. Is I can actually load the script for the scene into the teleprompter and you can just read it, but you have to use a webcam. You can't do it on your phone yet. Now, I don't really recommend a teleprompter because it's really hard to like do that correctly. It takes a real skill. I'd rather you just like kind of get the gist of what you want to say for the scene and then just speak. Got it, Sean? Which is what you've been doing so far, right? You're muted.
Sorry, I was like asking more about something.
That's okay. But instead of using a teleprompter where it's word for word, which you can, and there's a tool for that in the system, I'd rather you just like, okay, I got 6 scenes. I kind of get the gist of what I'm going to say. Let me just record the scene. You just kind of record the video with us in like 6 different blocks, and then we just edit the whole thing together. You don't do the whole video at once. It's way too much.
So that's what we typically do. We'll take the script
Yeah,
that
we
you
do
guys
that.
send over and we'll have Sean read it through, and then I'll kind of give him like the ability to summarize in both contextually to Maryland specifically, and then like his personality, like what he's trying to get out from that message. And then we kind of revise like a much easier, natural flowing kind of flow for him instead of like reading something off of the paper.
Yeah, I mean, and like Zach, if you're just starting, like, dude, like they're gonna want to know, like, see who you are, right? Your people are gonna quickly jump off that if you're not being personal. So you'll hear me in some of my
Yes.
videos be like, oh, and then I'll get right back onto it because they
Right
just
on.
you'll lose people, dude, if you just are like, hey, I'm Zach.
I also think you don't have
Super
to.
scripted and yeah, no, I get you.
I
Yeah.
think not being overly professional also makes a difference, because I think the people that you're, especially if you're focusing on a database that does already know you,
hmm
I know that you're not always
And-
professional.
Lauren, you're muted, so you're picking up on. I think it was
Yeah.
because you're in the same room. Okay,
Yeah.
it's probably why the camera's not
An
switching
actual
you.
mute button on her though. I don't have that actual
Yeah.
mute button.
All right, so look, here's the gist. Everybody comes into video like some people can crawl, walk, run on their skill set. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Just 2 videos a month answering a question the market is asking. From there, you need to write a plan. And if you want to go full-blown word for word on the script, you can. You don't have to. I probably don't quite recommend it, but there needs to be a plan. And I posted the plan for the video here in the chat for everyone for the template. I recommend you have the answers to these up front before you shoot. That way, when you shoot and you send the video in and it goes to the team for processing, it is a smooth plan where you don't have people downstream trying to figure out what to say for all the messaging. All right. Shooting scenes, little chunks, because we can edit together. And then your phone is great. We send you a tripod. You're just going to shoot right on the phone with us once a month for your 2 videos. Easy peasy. All right. Couple of tips when you record. Always record horizontally, not vertically. All right. So your video camera should be like this. All right. You should also be relatively close to the camera. You're probably going to be about maybe 3-4 feet away, so it can pick up the sound really well. And I really kind of want your face closer into frame than farther back. Got it? So you're going to be close to the camera. All right. Probably have it on a tripod. We send you like a $15 tripod from Amazon when you sign up as my gift. Easy. All right. There's also a cool little clip you can get where if you have a phone, you can clip it onto your laptop on the very top, and it can sit right in your, the phone could sit on your laptop like a webcam, which is pretty cool. There's a way to make it easy. All right. The big thing is please make sure you don't have a light source behind you. So like, for example, if I open this window, you see how the lighting's different. It's really harsh. And sometimes the light it'll make me dark. So make sure the light's in front of you, not behind you. Then last but not least, wipe all the nasty smudges off the lens, which I just did, or on the lens here before you record. That's going to make you a lot sharper. You keep those things in mind when it's time to record. You'll send me in some good footage that I can then edit. All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Shoot it. That's all that matters. Just shoot it.
Yeah, get it done. Now let me just talk to you about a little bit about what to look for in our editing. Okay. So at Vyral, I give you an hour. The biggest thing with editing is, besides giving people a good plan and you have good scenes and it's shot well, it looks good. So the quality of the footage coming in is organized and it looks good. All right. That's the big thing. If you can give me organized footage with a plan, because I have 1 hour of time for an editor, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I get to spend my time actually editing and not 30 minutes figuring out what this video even is supposed to say. Right. That happens a lot. It's like, we'll just get sent in this gobbledygook of a disaster. And I got to spend the full hour of time just trying to figure out what is even the topic and what are we even trying to say here versus like actually doing the editing. So it drives up costs if you don't do the planning up front. So let me just show you a couple things to look out for when in the videos to make your videos pop on social media. Okay. Let me break down what the stuff is. I'm going to play one for you. Hang on. How do I turn my sound on? Share sound, I think. There we go. Share. All right.
Hey, Spring Benson.
Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you see how she's closer to the camera than farther away?
Yep.
Yes. All right.
I'm here with the Utah Life Real Estate Group. I wanted to give you a quick real estate
Okay. Motion graphics.
market update of what's happening in the Utah real estate market. So if you're paying attention to
Okay. That was a transition. You see the cut?
the media or anything, you're hearing about interest rates being at an all-time high and
That's called clip art with a sound effect.
inventory at an all-time low.
Clip
And
art
yes, that
sound
is
effect.
true. We hit where interest rates just hit 8%, as well as
Cut. That's called a jump cut, what you saw there.
inventory is really low. So what does
That's a jump cut.
that mean for you as a homeowner or possibly a home buyer? So
That's a transition.
if you were thinking about buying a home,
And you also notice how we have the little chapter markers in there. See that? Keep going.
interest rates are higher
Cut.
than they've been. 8% isn't out of whack compared to
Cut.
the national average.
This is a good editor.
average, but it is if you're comparing it to the last 10 years. What we're
Cut.
finding is if you
You can't even tell the cuts, can you?
as a consumer
Not
or
really.
a homeowner
Transition,
can afford the payment at
B-roll, visual evidence,
8%, it makes sense for you to purchase
visual
now.
evidence,
And the reason for that
transition,
is there's a lack of inventory. So when rates drop,
motion
which they
graphics.
will, there's going to be a
That was a cut.
feeding frenzy of people who are wanting to purchase a home, and you will not
Cut.
have any negotiating power and most likely be going into multiple offers because of the lack of inventory. If you were a
Transition.
home seller,
And that was, they usually use the transition at the start of chapters. So you'd use a transition at your scenes. So maybe inside the scene to hold the attention, use fast jump cuts. And then when you transition from chapter to chapter, you would use a transition like that. All right.
right now, what is this?
But I think you guys get the gist. Do you guys like that video? Kind of how it's edited and the feel of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the editing and the feel of that's great. She could use she should get a ring light because she has a shadow on her face.
All day long. Yeah, you're correct. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's actually it's the window. It's when that window light's harsh. The window should be in front of you. All right.
She had a great background that was bright. She was
That
really
was shot on the iPhone.
broken.
That's an iPhone footage. iPhone
Yeah.
Wow.
15. Yeah.
That was a great video. I mean, she's very pronunciated, like looking at the camera the whole time. She looked right at the lens. Like that was a really good video.
She's solid.
So
She makes good
Yep.
stuff.
So what I want you to see there is I'm just kind of taking a lens on your public speaking ability and your ability to communicate. So she had a plan. She knew what she was going to say. She had her scenes. I don't think she wrote it word for word for the script, but she understood what the topic was. And she set the video camera up, all right, just on a tripod, everything I showed you there, and then went through the plan and talked. And then we got the plan and we got the footage, and then you can edit it up like that. And you could do a good job like that. You could probably get it done in an hour if you have a good editor, maybe a little more. But if the video is organized when you send it in. Any questions on that, guys? And I want you to see, let's break down. So when you're communicating with us, we're like, man, my videos just don't feel right or look right, or like I don't sound good, or I mean, how do I make them better, right? It starts with what we talked about today for the shooting. Let me go through some language you can use to get the videos cut better. So this is our website. Monthly strategy call. We write your scripts with you. There's the script template. And I posted that in the chat so we know what to say. All right. But then you have your monthly video shoot, which we can use a teleprompter if you want. I don't quite recommend it. Okay. Where you record your video. Okay. And then we have the editing. So what I showed you was we edit your videos with the silence removal. That's called a jump cut. Basically, when you take a breath, cut it. Keeps the keeps it moving. Punching in and out. So you might find there's certain, the camera goes in, the camera goes out at certain points. That's a zoom feature. Sound effects, which by the way, YouTube has a really cool sound library. If you want to pull some sound effects that you like gunshots or something, we can add it to your creative standards kit that we use to pull from. These are all the different sound effects that you can use in your videos that you won't get in trouble for if you go to YouTube. All right. Stock footage. We just pull our stock footage from Canva. It's unlimited and it's free, but you can always spend a lot more money on more higher quality stock footage if you want. That's where we go for it. In addition to that, you have clip art. This is where it's like a little sound effect comes in of like a up arrow or a down arrow, for the sound effect. And then animated transitions. You saw a lot of those. Those are usually done in the editing software with animated titles and motion graphics. This is usually done in Adobe Premiere. Sometimes it uses After Effects or not to transition to different scenes. So all I want to show you here is if you're watching this lesson, we're talking about how do I make 2 really good videos a month to go to my database? That's the question we're trying to answer today. How to pick a good topic based on a question, how to write a video script, shoot it right on your phone or a nice webcam. My footage right now is on a MacBook Pro with a 1080p camera. I think this looks pretty good. It's not quite as sharp as I would like. All right. This is right on the webcam. I could take my iPhone. Should I try it now? Hang on. It is possible to use your iPhone as a webcam. I don't have the quite setting here, but it's called continuity camera. So I could actually attach my phone to the top of my screen and use the iPhone as a webcam, which would look really good, but I don't have the feature set up, but it is possible to do. It's called continuity camera from Apple. All right. Or if I wanted better quality on footage, the best webcam out there, the one that I use back in my house, when you see me at my desk with like my logo in the background and my background, is the Elgato Facecam Pro. This is the best webcam you can get on the market right now. I'll put this in the chat. It's not pulling up, but I put the link in the chat. Oh, here it is. Hang on. That's the webcam. And that's where if you're using Zoom or you want to do the teleprompter, you want to have good, footage, you would use something like that. It looks really good. All right. So let's step back. Let's talk. What questions do you guys have about how to make really good videos based on what we talked about today? Nick.
Oh,
Sorry, so I'll go to Nick here in a second. Zach.
no, yeah, you're good.
What was your question, Zach?
Oh, my bad. For all those the things that you showed us with Spring's video, you guys are handling that. You don't want us to make suggestions on, hey, or can we, if we want certain things done, or
You certainly can. So what I want to show you here is how to properly communicate with your teams so you have the right language.
Mhm.
If you're not getting the videos that you want, better topics, better script, shoot with a better camera used correctly, and then how to communicate with the video editor of like, man, I really like these videos, but like, why do I like them? What's going on there that I can communicate with my video editor on? I shared that with you. And one of the things I'd like to do, if you're a client and you want your videos edited better, send us an example of what you like. We'll see if we can do it with the hour. Usually means you got to send it. It usually means you got to send us quality video that's well organized. So I don't have to spend the editing time figuring it out. I can actually spend the editing time editing. Right. We could probably do it. I mean, we have all the same tools. It's just a matter of time. Nick, you have a really great question. So Nick is asking, does it have filters? He's asking for a friend. So if you guys want to see one of the coolest pieces of plugin software, it's called Cosmo. I can make you look 20 years younger in about 5 seconds. Look at that. So if you send me good footage, this is kind of what they use in movies and whatnot to make you look. It's like digital makeup. Look at this. Watch this. Is that crazy? So that's like full blown plugin when you're using like Adobe Premiere software of how to adjust maybe how you look with digital makeup. Sean, Lauren, questions from today? Or anyone else in the chat? Feel free to ask. All right. Why don't you guys do this for me?
Well, there's a comment Lauren just told me too, like this is for Nick, and Nick's been quite hysterical today. So this he's been a highlight so far on the chat. A good stabilizer has filters too. A friend told me.
What do you mean? What?
Like the stabilizer we have that we like shoot on, if we shoot with the stabilizer, it has filters.
There's filters?
Yeah, the DJI one does.
Yeah,
Oh, because the video camera is built into the stabilizer. Oh, yeah. They call those a gimbal.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of answers because a friend told me. I don't know anything about that. But
yeah.
DJI. You can get on Amazon.
Yeah, so again, you can go down a giant rabbit hole here. I prefaced this whole lesson today on like the point of diminishing returns. Okay. Keep that in mind. The point of diminishing returns. If you're holding the camera and you don't want the thing to shake, or you want to get really smooth footage, you put it on something like this. It's called a gimbal. This is probably the one everyone uses in the industry for the iPhone. Like that. Oh, that's nice. That doubles as a tripod and a gimbal.
Right.
Cool. That's nice. Okay, so we don't have any questions about just the detail of getting 2 videos done every month. And the way Vyral is set up is I can't turn a video very quickly. We're just not set up that way. I want 1 appointment a month to record 2 videos, and you have your videos for the next 30 days. Sound good? 1 appointment, 2 videos, and you have your 2 videos for the next 30 days. That gets the proper production, the proper editing, the proper proofreading, and a system. Whereas when you try to just publish content fast, it is just going to way drive up your costs. It's very expensive to quickly get content out. It's very hard to delegate and scale out. It's easy to do it yourself, but there's a huge opportunity cost of your time. If you tried to hire a firm to do that or delegate that down, it's expensive. So there's no questions from today. I don't want to drag this out longer. There has to be. Any questions from lessons 1 or 2?
No.
Mhm.
Cool. All right, let's leave with some assignments today. Sean, existing database, re-exported, send it over to us, sent into us.
Got that.
Update your website. Make those changes on the website, remember?
Mhm.
Those are the 2 big things. And your videos are great. Just keep doing your videos. All right, I just showed you some ways to make them better. Zach, I want you to successfully just continue and complete launch with what you're going through with us, with everything that you've learned now.
Yeah.
And why don't you ask them? So with that, why don't you make sure that your website, you have access and been invited into markup, so you
Okay.
can make some changes and just get it just on point.
Nice.
Like
Okay.
what we did here with Sean and Lauren. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
You guys are good to go on your video stuff. You guys get it. Make sure your video shoots are scheduled. Next week, when we come back, I believe class is next week. Let's double check. We're almost done. I'll get you guys out of here. Yes, next week we're going to talk about your monthly lead generation email. So not only do I want 2 videos a month out to your list, I want another message out that spikes response for leads. And the message for this month is inviting people to a seller workshop. That's what we'll talk about. All right. All
Cool.
good?
Yes.
All right. I appreciate you guys. I'll let you guys go back to work. Have a great day.
See you.
Frank.
Bye.